Artificial turbinates. Artificial turbinates. Oh, God. The nights are hell. God, look at my eyes. I wonder why my eyes are sick. From pain? You know, the nights are hell, and they've been hell for decades, and I don't understand. My teeth hurt so bad all through the night, and my arms and shoulders are crushing me, and my legs are crushing me. And I wake up and I can't feel, well, I could feel, pardon me, I could feel my last two fingers, but everything else just completely couldn't feel it at all. And I'm laying on this side, and so this shoulder is crushing me, and I can't feel my hand, or I can feel these two fingers, or the first three, or none at all. It's nerve compressions, and my legs are crushing me. My shoulder that I'm laying on is crushing me. The shoulder that I'm not laying on is crushing me. And there, it's not just numbness. There's so much illness, like weakness and sickness that comes with nerve compressions. I've never talked to anybody else before about nerve compressions, but if you heard someone talking about it, maybe it just sounds like, oh, well, it's just numbness. It's not. Your nerves are being like cut off during the night, or impinged, like squished, right? It's like if you put a rubber band around someone's finger, and like the blood and oxygen are being cut off. It's illness, right? There's illness with a nerve being squished, and the feeling is cut off. I wonder, like, what else is cut off? Like, if you've got nerve compression syndromes and you're laying in a position for 4 hours and you can't feel your hand for 4 hours, so the nerve is being compressed. It's not blood supply that's being cut off. Like, what, you know what I mean? Like, what's being cut off? Like, sensory is being cut off, but why does a person feel so sick from it? So the nerve would be being cut off for hours, so you'd lose feeling. But why does it come with feeling so sick? Because it's not normal, right? It's not normal to have oxygen cut off. It's not normal to have blood supply cut off. It's not normal to have nerve sensation cut off. But I don't really understand why it makes me feel so sick and weak. Like, I just feel so sick. But I'm so sleep deprived too. And I feel so sick. I could just collapse. So my head hurts so bad. When I lay my head down, I avoid going to bed. Oh my God, I just I fear it so badly. When I lay down, it's like it feels like there's no skin, no flesh on my head, and it's like I'm a a naked skull, and it's like I'm laying my head against a rock, or it's like I'm out on the street and I'm laying my bare skull on the pavement. It's just so uncomfortable and hell. I really wonder if I have some kind of encephalitis, like autoimmune. David has told me that 100 times. Autoimmune encephalitis or some other kind of encephalitis. There's a time when, 2017, 2018, my medication injuries started. But so I'm not sure when this started, but 2017 or 2018, my head felt swollen. It felt just severe pain to the touch. I was so out of it. I was, in the state of a brain injury. And I usually, try to analyze and figure out what's going on with me. This one thing, it was like I wasn't aware of it, but I was aware of it. And my whole head felt inflamed, severe pain. I couldn't even just gently touch my face. I started CPAP. I don't know if that's what triggered it, or if it was if this just happened on its own. And just my whole head and face felt inflamed. And yet, in my mind, I was so ill and so brain injured from the medication that in my mind, like this one issue, I had no ability to articulate it. And I was so screwed up about it. In my mind, I thought, oh, well, everybody's like this who has CPAP. And I would the CPAP was hurting me so bad. I couldn't even during the daytime, 24 hours a day, for years, I couldn't even just gently touch my face. And I would just perch on the edge of the pillow. And in my mind, I thought, oh, well, it's like this for everybody. Everybody's in excruciating pain. What I was telling myself made no sense whatsoever. I was with this one symptom, this one problem, I had no sense of reality about it. I was so out of it. I was so sick in my brain injured. And I really wonder. Here's another thing that makes me wonder about if it's encephalitis of some sort. Here's this one piece of my story that can't be explained by anybody. Like, my sleep has been hell for decades, and I looked it up. If people have sleep issues, if you sleep too much or sleep too little, well, my lifetime has been a lifetime of insomnia, but every 10, 20 years, I'll have about a year of sleeping around the clock. So here's this fishy story. Well, not fishy, but there's pieces that don't make sense. And what you need really is a medical detective, right? To who's wanting to hear these stories and wanting to figure out a mystery and a challenge, right? And so my sleep got less and less during the years. I slept 5 hours a night for years, 4 hours a night for years, 3 hours a night for years. And here's the deal. And I had undiagnosed apnea all the time. I was fighting to get help with my sleep. And then when I knew what apnea was, I was fighting to try to get assessed for apnea, but they wouldn't let me in the sleep lab. And so apnea was present, and I'm severely sleep deprived. I'm sleeping 3 hours a night. And then out of the blue, okay, well, I lost my hearing for 2 years. And then during a year of that, out of the blue, I started sleeping around the clock, 18 hours a day. So I'd go from sleeping 3 hours a night every night to 18 hours a day for a year, sleeping 18 hours a day. So I go from not sleeping to sleeping around the clock. And then one night I go to bed, I wake up, my hearing's back, way too loud. My hearing's back. I lost my hearing for 2 years. My hearing's back, and I go to bed that night, and I start sleeping only 1 or 2 hours a night. So I go from sleeping 3 hours a night every night to sleeping around the clock for a year, and then boom, one night, everything changes. My hearing's back, and I stop sleeping. And now I'm sleeping only 1 or 2 hours a night, literally begging and screaming for help. So how can you go from not sleeping to sleeping around the clock for a year? How does that happen? Well, with encephalitis, you can flip from back and forth. And then I go to not sleeping. Encephalitis would make sense. So I went from sleeping around 18 hours a night. I felt really good and really my hearing was gone. It was really like pleasurable sleep, It wasn't awful sleep. It was good sleep. I wasn't depressed. But when you're sleeping 18 hours a day, your life is completely gone because you're not seeing people. You're literally sleeping around the clock. And then you're exhausted 6 hours later, and then you sleep 18 hours a day, again, over and over. And what was I going to say? That one story sticks with me because there's something medically happening. Why that can happen. Oh, so in that time, I don't know if I was sleeping 18 hours a day when when it started to feel swollen and pain, or when the switch happened from going from sleeping 18 hours a day to sleeping 1 or 2 hours a night. Did the pain start when I switched to 1 or 2 hours a night? And what caused that? Because I didn't have a virus or anything. I didn't get a flu shot or anything. So what caused that massive switch in sleep? And what caused the massive pain and inflammation and that pain and inflammation in my face went on for, like 4.5 years, and it stopped. Well, I still get, trigeminal. I'm still not right in here. So I really wonder if it is maybe. I do have Chiari malformation, but they're not wanting to recognize that as an issue. I wonder, I really do wonder if it's some form of encephalitis.